Okay, so check it back in so you can see the progress. Um, and that as I've been twisting, so the ones that were white, as it dries, it really does clear up. But I'm gonna spin around so you can see what it looks like. My part on this one got a little janky, and you'll see that as you do it, it'll be important that as you get up near the tip of it, that you do a good job of sectioning your hair so that it doesn't, so the hairs don't cross over the part, because if you're going to have a style where there's a defined style, you want to keep it neat, or maybe I'm just really anal retentive. But so what I'm doing is putting a clamp on it, or this little clip, to keep them in place so that as I go to part the next section, when I go to part this section, which I'm going to have go up, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. But I want my parts to be neat. So it'll be important that you keep your parts neat and section it off as you go. So, okay, I'm going to get back to finishing it. Wish I could fast forward. I can't right now, but we'll come back when it's time to do the front bangs. All right, so see you in a minute. Okay, so I'm back and I have twisted, done flat twists going up all the way around, and we'll be, okay. And I really hope you can see it and you see the whiteness of it, but I hope you can also see how, you know, as it dries, the whiteness dries clear. And once I'm done, excuse me for that, I'll be pinning these up with some hairpins to make sure, hairpins, to make sure that they stay. And like, that's an example of it for tonight while I wrap it up. So I'll be doing that to all of the ones that I just twisted up. And what's cool is, I don't know if you can see this, like almost next to no hair in the comb. So it's working. But moving on, one of the techniques that Ebony Knots talked about was what she called bricklaying. And so for the bang, I'm going to make a crazy part. That's really crazy. Okay. Make a, ouch. Ow. That hurt. Okay, well, no, that's too much. Okay, so let me not be as severe. To do this bricklaying technique, and I'm gonna have to try it. I'd like you to see what I'm doing, because hers wasn't that crazy. But basically, this making a crazy part is so that, especially for a thin-haired sister, you don't see lots of definition where the part was. So I'm going to say that's good enough right there. But with the bricklaying, and you'll see it more so at the end, um, how the flat twist going down will lay in between each other, which is a technique that's used to diminish the parts that, or it's used so that you don't see the parts that exist in between. It'll make sense later on. So I'm going to pause because I really don't know how to fast forward. But before I do that, because let you know that for me, like, I'm an asymmetrical girl. So the straight or even like parts down the middle of my head don't work for me. So mine always work for me to be off to an angle a little bit. So as you can see, I'm going to part mine. As you can see, I parted mine off to a little bit of an angle. So that is my bangs. I want my bangs to kind of fall this way. So I'll be back. All right, peace. Okay, so I'm back and I am on my last twist. I wanted you to see it, and even with this bricklayer effect, which I have not mastered, but want you to see the concept, so that have 2 rows of flat twists, and this row or these rows will fall in between these rows. And I actually pinned this one up, so because I really don't want my hair in my face, and figured if I pin this over, as it sets, it'll set like that. So, but want the bricklayer effect. And when you look at Ebony Knot's video, you'll see that her twists are a whole lot thicker than mine. And one of the challenges of having thin hair is, like for me, I always want to, I figure if I do small parts that it'll make it fuller, and that's not always the case. So I wanted you to see how I did it, but taking my cream, and even as I did my twist going up, flat twist going up, I was putting the excess on the part, that middle part that I had. So with these last few twists, and especially because my hair is really thin in this area, I'm just putting it in my scalp so my scalp isn't dry, but then rubbing it out to the ends. And next is the Cantu Shea Butter. Then I'm putting on and striving to be conscious of making sure I'm getting it even on my new growth. And I'm using the top from the Eco Gel because, and in the, oops, excuse me, in the crown of my head, I used a lot more of the product because this is a thicker texture of hair. Maybe 4, I'm not even gonna try to do all that, but this is thicker and my hair here is thinner, so hope you can see that. We're rubbing that in. And a little more. And I've done it sporadically. The cap of the olive oil, my olive oil, just a little dab. And that's enough on my ends. But what's most important for me, at least, is that I get all of the hair. So starting at the top, and I'm just going to twist it down and smooth out each section as I twist. And this whole process is taking me, I've taken a break or two, but the whole process is taking me about 2 hours. And as I get to sections of hair, if they're dry, I just use the old spray bottle. And then twist down. This one isn't really white, but I did use all the products. So, but if you look again, if you look at Ebony Knot's video, the bricklaying comes in having the flat twist lay in between each other. So, and I'm actually thinking I'm gonna pin this one over too. So now I am done. I just have to pin up my section parts so that they set to define the style. And but the finished product, wet, is such. So this is my right side. So right side and the back, and spent a lot of time making sure my kitchen was okay. Ain't nothing more jacked up than a jacked up kitchen for me. So the back. And I don't know if you can see from the earlier video if the whiteness is drying out, but okay. Left side and the front. So I will come back with pictures after it's dried in the morning before I go to work. I'm sure that I will leave it up, even though I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with these ends, but I will come back with pictures of the finished product when it's dry in the morning, but also when I take my bangs out. But that is the conclusion of my first tutorial. Sending y'all much peace, love, and now I gotta put all this stuff up, but hope you enjoyed. Please, please rate this, because I'd like to know what I'm doing that's helpful, useful. Give me your feedback, and ask your questions. And looking forward to beginning this journey with each of you. So thanks so much. Peace and love. God bless. Good night. See you in the morning.